Isn't about pushing through difficult times. It's about having the courage to keep going when everyone else has given up. Napoleon Hill. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. Do this as long as you have to. You will learn how to do it, and you will be thankful, and you will not worry about the amount of time it took you to do it, because you'll more than make up for that with your success. Practice. Remember, perfect practice makes perfect. So stick with it each and every day. You can do it, just like we saw the successful practice trade that we had that ended this afternoon with that huge uptick of the S&P 500. We can look at the chart and see how we were up. Let's see, get that out of the way. There we go. We were up 2.67% from our entry point back on Monday morning, the 23rd of June. Things popped up, popped down, then popped back up. We can see slid down a little bit and then hammered up strong for us. Thankful to see that work out. Again, still in the green, still going up. We took our profit and are happy to do that. You can see, again, this strong up move on the 2-day chart, continuing on the weekly chart. And again, moving in the right direction, pulling back a little bit now, had reached a higher high earlier in the day, knocked us out of our trade. Where are we on the NASDAQ 100? Well, as we take a look at this, we are just watching things very similar to the S&P heading up. We didn't jump into the NASDAQ trade. Why? Because our STC did not reset for us. Needs to come up to the top, of course, move back down to the bottom through the center little grayish area with these two lines here and here. That resets the indicator for us so that we can count on it more. It hasn't happened, so we haven't made a trade on that. We can continue to see the NASDAQ 100 move up, getting closer and closer to crossing over and heading through again from the downtrend to the uptrend, passing through that 200 exponential moving average. We pay close attention to that. That's the 2-day. The weekly, it has over the course of these last, this week and the 2 weeks prior, as it has pushed through, green on the STC. So we'll wait, watch, and see. Again, we'll have this reset for us at some point. We'll be able to jump into a trade. Let's look at where we are on, and I'm not sure why my charts are doing. Let's see. I've got a little button here. There we go. Did the auto set. And what do we see going on there? Well, we see things moving up nicely on 20-year bonds. Make sure, yep, we're on the half-day chart. You can see again where bonds pushed above and then sort of tapped out, down and around. We're getting up to the level that we hit previously as the markets close. We're up about 1% for the day in bonds, moving in the right direction. Of course, we were talking about a jumping in point. We had it this morning where things crossed over from red to green. We were talking about that yesterday, waiting since things had reset, and they did cross over. So that's looking decent. What about the 2-day? Again, we can see that sideways slide in the latest uptick here, green on the STC. Below the 200 EMA on both the 2-day and the weekly, but nonetheless slowly heading up, green on the STC. So we're a positive 15, just like we were on the S&P when we had the crossover there to go into that long trade. And we'll see. I do want to see if we're going to end up clearing this area where we topped out most recently. Will it be a ceiling, or will it move on up, penetrate about that, 109.70 something mark? We'll wait and see how that goes. Now, let's move to gold. What do we see going on gold? Up for the day, 1.28%. Not much going on in the morning. A lot of flux in the afternoon, a real pop-up. A little bit of down movement there too. Red on the STC still hasn't crossed over on gold. Waiting to see now that we have things reset like I was talking about before. We're waiting for things to go from red to green, but because of probably all that instability in the morning, that up and down movement with that doji, which of course tells us that we've got a lot of questions there in the market in the morning. sorted out some in the afternoon, but again, not enough to switch over the STC. Of course, we're green on the 2-day, and we have a green spinning top there above the 200 EMA. We look at the weekly, and again, we can see where the candle has gotten smaller, a little bit smaller than last week, but did reach a higher high, green on the STC. So we're a positive 14 on the success multiplier formula, just waiting for that half-day chart to flip over for our entry point. And we'll take a look at Bitcoin. Again, a bit ambivalent in the morning, moving up in the afternoon, green spinning top, up move, down move. Again, indecision there, but up for the day 1.93%. But the candle showing you some flexing going on there. We can see on the 2-day chart that we did hit a higher high most recently. Now check out the weekly, and you can see where we had topped previously. We've been talking about this going back to August and then back to July, particularly where that most recent high back in July, we are right up there in the same area. And is that going to be these lines that you see on the chart, the blue and black dots, are those going to be excuse me, are those going to be a ceiling for Bitcoin? Is it going to blow through it? We're going to pay close attention to what it does there. You can also notice on the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart, we're also in about the same area. Are we going to move through the 200 EMA, go from a downtrend to an uptrend? We'll see. We may be getting there. It may just be slowing down and getting ready to roll over. So we'll keep a close eye on things. I will jack into the frame here for us what you can see going on, and this is important with the volume. You can see these larger volume or these larger candles, particularly this one here. You can see this little candle here and a lot of volume, and then a higher, bigger candle, lower volume. Going up even higher, not as big a candle, lower volume. Then you can see in the afternoon, little candle about the same, I'm sorry, not in the afternoon, this week. A little candle, but about the same topping area, but you notice that there's a great deal of volume. What's that telling you? Well, to see healthy candles, you want to see something like high volume with high price. That means people are buying into it. When you see high volume and a really not going up much at all in a small candle, that could be telling you a number of things, like everything that's being sold is being bought. In other words, the people who have the Bitcoin are selling the Bitcoin and others are buying it, but it's not affecting the price. That can many times tell you that things are getting ready to go down. Not saying that's going to happen. That's something to pay attention to when you study volume. So we'll see. That would be fine with me. I'd like to see Bitcoin make a couple of tops here, move back down, and then slam back through. That is one of the better things to be able to see when charts are setting up. Moving up, tapping an area, moving down, moving back up, tapping an area, moving back down, and then when the breakthrough comes, flying up. Is that going to happen? Can't tell you it's going to happen, but I would like to see something clean like that occur. So we'll wait, we'll watch, we'll see how things shape up. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, thank you so much for all your support. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.